Guys, this is my senior English passion project. For this project I made a ski winch, and as you can see right here, my essential question was how do I make a ski winch and how do I make a tutorial showcasing it. So what you're watching is the tutorial of me making a ski winch. I doubt anyone is familiar of what a ski winch is, so here are some short clips of it being used, not by me but by someone else. Alright, let's get started with this tutorial. I did a lot of research on what parts and materials to buy, so when I came to build it, I bought it all off Amazon or McMaster-Carr, and it came in the mail in one big box. Okay, the first part. This part is a live axle holder hub to hold onto the drum. This next part is called a centrifugal clutch. This part allowed me to pull out the rope when I needed it. This is a 60-tooth sprocket and was mounted straight to the drum. This is the chain I use for my design, and here are the ball bearings I mounted the shafts to. Okay, let's start with the construction. First I cut 2 large plywood discs so they would be the sides of my drum. Then I drilled 4 holes in the side of the drum so I can mount the axle and the carriage bolts. I then hammered in the carriage bolts and slid over a protective sleeve so the bolts wouldn't move during use. I then tightened down the carriage bolts and started to install the sprocket. To make sure the chain didn't rub, I added a spacer between the sprocket and the drum wall. I then screwed all that together and put it on the frame. Now I set out to attach the chain. I had to cut a hole in the frame so the chain could pass through. This worked well and I screwed in the bearings. If you're thinking about making this is where you need to make your own mount for the motor. I would also recommend to get a 6 horsepower gas powered engine because they are way more reliable and easier to use. Here I have a 1/2 horsepower DC motor that is powering my winch, but you can honestly have a gas powered motor and probably will work better. But as you can see here, all you really need to do is couple it to the shaft that has a centrifugal clutch on it, and my centrifugal clutch has to be run at 1700 RPM, which is exactly right for this DC motor. Okay, that's the end of the tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. Right now the winch is not working. I'm still waiting on a couple of parts, but they should be in shortly. Yeah, so peace.